Well, folks, if we have rates at 8% for homeowners, that means most investors are getting something with at least high eights, if not 9%. So I'm just going to assume rates are 9%, cost of capital is 9%. So I want to ask Casey from Brick by Brick Wealth, what has changed? Because 9% is not 4%. So I'm guessing, Casey, you're just waiting on the sidelines for rates to go back to 4%, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm not buying. No. No, it's nothing changes. It's still the same. You have to buy properties that cash flow. It still has to make sense. This deal still has to work. It doesn't matter what type of real estate market you're in my opinion, your property needs to cash flow and it needs to make sense. So if rates are now 9%, you make an offer that gives you the cash flow that you need at 9%.
You say it so simply.
It's simple.
Yeah. I hope people, certainly investors, the list price really means nothing to you. You have to write an offer that makes sense for the cost of capital. And, if you're coming in with 20 or 25% down and it doesn't cash flow at 9%, don't pay list price.
Yep. A
Right?
lot of people are worried about offending the seller. Oh, they're not going to take my offer. Oh, I'm asking 20,000, or whatever under asking price. I'm just going to wait. This is what I hear a lot from my students, and I got to school them. I'm just going to wait for a price reduction. I'm just going to wait for more time to pass. And this is what I say. Look, as soon as there's a price reduction, everyone and their mother, right, sees it again.
Yeah.
It's popped up in their feed on realtor.com or whatever as something changed and gets new eyeballs. We get now the seller's getting more offers. So the trick is to, right, have your spreadsheet. When did the property come on the market? When was the last price reduction, or when was the last change in price, right? Now, as a former real estate agent listing properties, I'm bothering my seller, if I'm the listing agent, every 2 weeks after a property has been on the market. So I may let them have a month, right? And if we're not really getting any action, I'm bothering my seller every 2 weeks for a price reduction. So as the buyer now, you want to make your offer or be in contact with the seller before they're making their price reduction.
Yes.
And because they're thinking about it, the listing agent's bothering them. So before they officially, do the reduction online, make the offer. If they say no, what is worst case scenario? They say no or they counter.
Yeah. There's so much
No harm, no
wisdom
foul.
in that. One of the things that, again, I've been writing offers for 22 years. I will admit that I've changed one thing, and you've just hit on it. I'm tracking days on market. And I'm tracking days on market because exactly what you said. In my market, if the average price reduction comes at day 30, I want to write an offer at day 28.
Yep.
Because I want my offer to give the listing agent a reason to go see the seller and say, hey, we've really got to talk about a price reduction. Right, we're going to be down around this number anyway. Do we just want to say yes? I don't want to wait till day 32 when the price reduction is 48 hours old and now they've got 7 competing offers. Right? I want to be the thing that I want to be a tool that the listing agent uses. And again, sometimes they bring it and the stiller is still stuck. But you know what? The other thing I do, Casey, is I follow up. I will write
Absolutely.
that same offer 7 to 10 days later.
Yep. And I've had several students, especially in the past couple months, submit their offer, get flat out denied, not even a counter.
Yep.
And then 2 weeks later, they're following up every 10 days or so, right?
Exactly.
My client is having their real estate agent follow up. And it's happened twice very recently that the seller has said, are you still open with that offer that you gave us back then? Because
Yeah.
now we're ready.
Yeah. No,
Follow up
that's
is very key.
yeah. I just hope people hear this. The first offer I make, Casey, frankly, is not supposed to be accepted.
Right.
I'm setting the stage for future conversations. And I mean, yeah, again, if a seller says yes to my first offer, I didn't offer low enough, frankly. That's how I think.
Yeah. I love
Yeah,
it.
but
I think
the
that's
yeah.
awesome.
The other thing you said, I wish people would hear is I can't tell you how many people are coming to me now going, Zuber, nothing cash flows. I'm going to go get a 2-1 buy down, or I'm going to get a 5-year arm. I'm going to be negative cash flow a little bit. But once rates come down, it'll be positive and we'll cure cancer and solve world hunger and all this other nonsense. I'm like, no, if it's
Yeah.
a bad deal, it's a bad deal. Just keep doing the work. Don't do bad
Yeah.
deals.
Yes, and we talked about this a little bit last time, and I'm getting that a lot too. A lot of people are trying to make the deal work, trying to say, "Well, it's going to cash flow," or "Well, I'll refinance, and then it will, and then it will, and then it will." It's like, look, yes, this is a tough real estate market that we're in, but this is definitely not the time to hedge your bets on the future. I mean, we don't know. We've got an election, there's a war. I mean, rates are supposed to go down already, have been gone down already, and now maybe next quarter or second quarter, or maybe they won't even go down. Maybe
Right?
they'll go
Maybe they'll
up.
go
Maybe they'll
up.
say this. You
Maybe they will.
don't know. You just don't
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
So if you're trying to not be a huge risk taker, right? And you want to make sure that your deal is going to work now and in the future. It has to make sense now. And
Yes.
maybe a bigger majority of these deals we're seeing aren't going to work for you. Maybe it's
Yeah,
harder
it's
now
okay.
to
Yeah.
get a deal than it was last year. It is what
Yeah.
it is, but don't
Yeah,
put yourself in a
exactly.
financial situation in a hard place because you're trying to make something work or you're hoping that something's going to work later. It's a
Hope is
recipe
not a
for
great
disaster.
yeah, hope's not a great
Yeah.
strategy. Don't bet on appreciation, don't bet on lower rates. It either cash flows day 1 or it doesn't.
It has to,
It
especially,
has to.
I do I help new investors, people that are
Yeah.
less experienced. They have more writing on the table. Their down payment is a huge chunk or most of their savings. So this is not the time to experiment and hope, wish, and pray. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't. So you just
Nope.
have to be safe. And if that means you don't get a deal this month, oh, well, you're going to be
So be it.
so thankful, maybe
Yep.
November, December, that you waited and you found a better deal. More will come along. Just make the offers. Don't put it, it's not your forever home. So
Right.
don't be emotional, right? Make the offers. You get denied, follow up, move on, make offers, offers, offers. That's it. You'll get used to
There
it.
you go. Casey, how can people find you?
People can find me every day on Instagram at Brick by Brick Wealth and every other social media outlet,
Awesome.
pretty
Thank you
much.
so much.